to the Know You're Up Too Early for Watching This show. I'm Gwendolyn Applesauce, and here this morning we have with us Lawrence Colbert. Good morning, Lawrence.
Morning, Gwen.
Now, Lawrence, is it okay if I call you that? Tell us about yourself.
Well, growing up, I was from Bronxville, New York, and so obviously, walking down the street dealing with punk kids just on the side of the road, you know, of course, right? So just growing up in Bronxville was kind of difficult, you know, didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of resources. Mom tried her best, of course, to put bread on the table. Dad wasn't in the picture, but that's all right. You know, I just grew to learn to live with it and, you know, kind of take after myself. Then after a long, hard childhood, terrible middle school experience, and dramatically long high school experience, I went to Andover Academy in Massachusetts, where I studied stuff, many things, actually.
Now, Lawrence, we now know about your childhood and high school years. What about after high school?
Well, after high school, as I said before, I attended Andover Academy in Massachusetts, where my big fat little brain of mine allowed me to test so high that I only had to take a year of classes, so that was pretty cool, I guess. So after a year of classes, I graduated. That was nice. After graduation, I went to Israel, and I became the second engineer on an old freighter carrying refugees to Israel. So that was kind of cool to be able to be in that experience, and just, you know, I was young, so it was kind of a difficult experience. A lot of old, you know, rusty old men that have been there for a long time, just, you know, having to deal with them, and then, you know, always punching me in the head, and, you know.
Have you recovered from that?
Still have kind of nightmares and stuff, but they're becoming less frequent, less flashbacks, so it's getting better.
I hear that you just published your first book and released your first song. What inspired you to do so?
Yes, that's true. We did just release our first book and our first song. Capitol Records have been very, it's just been a good experience working with them and producing this song. Hopefully you'll see it on the top of the charts. You know, just be tuning into your local radio stations. And the book is good, as you might expect coming from me.
I'm sure.
So basically, to write this book, I went through and studied my good friend Dr. Piaget's theories while working on my doctoral dissertation, of course. And I was just fascinated by his work and just everything that he's put together. That guy has an amazing brain, a little subpar, but it's still amazing nonetheless. And I just began interviewing children and adolescents on moral issues and what they thought and how they felt. You know, morality plays into their everyday life, whether it's, you know, at the lunchroom or at recess. You know, I could kick this kid in the head, or I could go play soccer. So.
Lawrence, that is just all so fascinating. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Well, regarding what you're asking about my book, focuses on the 6 main stages of moral reasoning, which, by the book, I can't give any spoiler alerts away, but I will uncover them in my book.
Oh, and everyone in the audience today will be getting a free copy of his book.
I know. Basically, it starts with the idea of right morality being enforced by an outside force, and then ending with the idea of morality and like doing what's right, with being an issue of justice and deeper values inside yourself. Also talks about how moral development is a continual process that occurs throughout the lifespan. It's more of a way of thinking than a set of actions. It's more about in your head than what you do. And the higher up in stages you go, the more consistent your moral behavior will be.
Can you expand on those 6 stages?
Yeah, well actually the first one is about obedience and punishment. And the second, well, okay, actually my song provides a great explanation of all 6 stages. So I'm going to give you guys the privilege of seeing my music video early. It's set to release next week, but I'm going to play it for you today. DJ, roll that tape.
This is the DJ Goldberg exclusive remix. Can we pretend that justice and our morals go beyond ourselves? Wish you always stayed 6 right now, 6 right now, 6 right now. Can we pretend that justice and our morals go beyond ourselves? They go beyond ourselves. Wish you always stay 6 right now, 6 right now.
Cheer!
I could be a 1 or a 3 or a 6. The choice ain't up to me, it's more difficult than this. Stage 1 won't be partying and crashing and trashing. When you threaten them with punishment, their teeth will show be gnashing. Stage 2, the things you do can be based upon your view. Doesn't matter what the system says, what's good for you is true. Stage 3, all about me, gotta get what lay before us. All about personal gain, now let's take him to the core. Hold up, not so fast, let's have us a time out. Lawrence Kohlberg is the man, let's learn a bit what he's about. He's got a big brain and he learned from the best. Dr. Piaget is motivation, he quickly confessed. His theories reign true in this day and generation. Every word of it relating to his doctoral dissertation. So we've learned that he's a smarty and a reasoning magician. Now let's pause it for a second for the chorus intermission. Justice and our morals go beyond ourselves.
Beyond ourselves.
Stay 6 right now, 6 right now, 6
Right now.
And that justice and our morals go
Cheer.
beyond ourselves. We should always stay 6 right now, 6 right now,
Right
6 right now.
Yo, my name's Piaget, now listen to me say that without my Devo theory, Kohlberg wouldn't ever say I pioneered a path in our education system back in the 20s, so you surely could have missed them. For those who are older, don't you ever forget it. The society as a whole makes some people's choices fit it. Next we got stage 5 and ain't quite the same. You gotta look inside yourself and for once take aim. We all got basic rights such as liberty and life. Where example could be is when a husband saves his wife. Stage 6 is the beat, I say you can't go any higher. You learn respect and justice and you ain't no flat tire. Now we started from the bottom, they just moved from stage 6. These is Piaget and Kohlberg, hope you dug this fat mix. Oh yeah! Cheer! What do you think, Piaget? Oh yeah, Kohlberg, let's bring him home!
Pretend that justice and our morals go beyond ourselves.
Beyond ourselves.
Stay 6 right now, 6 right now, 6 right now. Pretend that justice